Hey everyone, Caddy to the Llama coming back at you with another anime review. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Daily Life of the Immortal King. It's on Netflix. Got through all 15 episodes last night, and needless to say, it's definitely an interesting series. I went through a lot of different emotions and stuff watching it. Had a lot of different thoughts as I was watching it. Literally knew nothing about it. Another one just didn't know anything about it. Hadn't read the manga or anything like that. It is after doing a little research on it, it is a Chinese anime. Um, it's from the art company Howliners Animation. And after looking at their stuff, this is the first anime that I have seen from this art company, and it was rather good. The art was A+ level animation. Um, there were no anything I couldn't really nitpick or anything about the animation as I watched it. Um, a little bit of computer animation here or there, but again, like I've said on some of my other reviews, like that's just to be expected at this point. Um, it's cost effective, it's fast, like it's getting to be okay. So it makes sense that companies are going to start using it more and more and stuff like that. But it's very little, very very little compared to a lot of other animes. It's almost not it's almost nothing in there. It's more just background stuff and everything like that. But to get into the story, then the main character is a character named Wang Ling. We follow through his life, uh, not his life totally. I mean, there are lots of flashbacks to talk about different points of his life and everything like that. Um, and then a main character girl, two of his friends, and then several other side characters throughout the whole series. Um, just some quick feelings I got from the show. Definitely gave me some vibes of One Punch Man, Saitama at least. Definitely a kind of some crossover between Saitama and Wang Ling in the sense of Saitama is the strongest being in the universe. Um, in this world of magic, Wang Ling is the strongest magic user in the universe, but nobody knows who he is. Um, he basically has a relationship with the president of their school, this guy who became a hero in their time. Um, Much like Saitama has a relationship with King, where all of Saitama's feats, all of his great feats, people think King did them. Well, all of Wang Ling's great feats, people think this other guy did it, and so um, it's very interesting, as we continue to get into, you know, so many years of comic books and animes and cartoons and TV shows and so many different sci-fi type shows. There's only so many stories you can tell, right? Like what's the last original 100% original idea that you saw portrayed on an anime? I mean, everybody takes something from somebody, like how many shows do you see that's a rivalry like Naruto and Sasuke? It's Goku and Vegeta. How many shows are like that? How many shows do they have a love story in them? Like anything. You can do anything. It's magic. It's aliens. It's dimensional beings. There's only so many things. So obviously you're going to have things like that where it's like, okay, I definitely see that this is a Saitama character where he has no feelings. He's lost the taste of the world. Like nothing means anything to him because he's so powerful. But And there are some twists and turns to that, even as you work through the series. Like you find other things out about him, about Wang Ling, throughout the show. Um, it does have some love story aspects to it, but I don't think it is too overwhelming of love story, like say Sword Art Online. Like you're not going to be rolling your eyes constantly because of so much love story, and like bad love story. But this has got just enough to it where you're like, I got all right, man. I'm kind of on board with it. I can get with it. Um, and it hooked me from episode one. It's got some really good comedy throughout all of the show. It never really, it never really matches the comedy that's on the first episode though. Like I legitimately chuckled and laughed from some of the jokes in the first episode. They're definitely third wall breaking jokes, that they are making to the audience. If you are well versed in a lot of different anime, there are several different jokes throughout the whole series. There are Dragon Ball Z jokes, there are Naruto jokes, references, there are I would even say there's an Assassin's Creed reference at one point. A lot of different little things throughout the show, and I enjoyed that. It kind of kept me on my toes where I was looking for the next one. I was looking for the next reference, Um, there are a lot of things of the show where you're kind of hooked and waiting for certain things to happen throughout the whole season, and like those little tiny hooks, the little direction turns. Um, you're definitely waiting for your Saitama versus Lord Boros moment, where you actually get to see Wang Ling uncork a whole bunch of power, because he's giving you little bits of like teases throughout the whole series of like super powerful people are doing things, and he's just going about his daily life, like the show says, the daily life of the Immortal King, and we get to see some of that throughout the series, and I hope it gets a season two. I would like to see a season two of the show to see where exactly they take it. There are definitely some emotional things that happen, throughout the show and towards the end of towards the end of the season that definitely got me a little bit. Like I'm not too highbrow to say that like it didn't tear me up a little bit at times, and there weren't some moments where I was pulling for the guy or was disappointed in a character, and it was rather good. One disappointing thing is half the episodes are only 10 minutes long. They're listed at 15, but if you take the 2 minutes out for the opening song and you take the 2 minutes out for the credits, we're looking at 10 and a half, 11 minutes, and you can literally jam through the middle of this series, because it does start with like a 22-minute long episode, and then it ends with like 2 or 3 22-minute long episodes. But the bulk of the 15 episodes are just 10 minutes long. So you can get through it really super fast. I would say that like if you are a fan of Sword Art Online, those type of shows where it's got action and romance, a little bit of suspense, like, this is definitely a show that you're probably going to like. If you want to see straight action, if you want to see it like you want to see like, more combat, you don't want to see some development, of the characters and stuff like that, you might not like the show as much, and I enjoyed it. Wish they would have gave me a little bit more of certain things, but I give it, I don't know if I want to start doing like a rating system. I've seen some other people, obviously everybody kind of does like a rating system. Even if you look on this, IMDb has a rating of it, and Beta Series has a rating of it, and I don't know if I want to give it like a rating or anything like that. I want to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down and relate it to the other types of shows that I think that I've seen, and I think if you're a fan of this, I think you'll like it. And that's why I was like I relate it to Sword Art Online, but it's definitely not as mushy. I think that if you didn't like all of the lovey-dovey stuff in Sword Art Online, then you're gonna like this because they don't overwhelm you with that, which I did enjoy. They gave me just enough to where the main character's son, Rung, and Wang Ling, they gave you just enough of these two characters where you're not going to be rolling your eyes about it, And all four main characters are different. That's another thing. I really like that they're not all like the same type of person. You have your outcast and your all of them. I don't want to give too much away. I want to let other people watch it and enjoy it. But I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely something that's a little different. You definitely see some stuff that from other series, that were brought into it and used as inspiration. But that's just where we are, with content. But yeah, I give it a thumbs up. If you guys like the show, go ahead and put in the comments, any questions or anything like that. I want to hear what other people thought of the show. And then if you enjoyed the review, hit the smash button, hit the like button, man. Help me get out there to some other anime fans that want to see some other reviews and have a place to talk about it. See what we want to do another review on. All right, thanks guys. See you in the next one.